Hey guys, it's Arcade Tolopan here for Royal Knights. I got a special deck profile for you today. I've been working really hard on this. This is my Jellymon Aggro deck. Uh, I find it has been very hard to build rogue decks that are, in a sense, competitive for the Digimon card game. It's really just play meta or go broke, and I think this deck has a real shot. I've got consistent results against some of the best meta decks, and this is the list I used. We'll start off with the eggs. 4 Demi V. Jamming draw 1. It's just the best egg for this list. You'll see why as we go along.
Any other eggs?
Nope, just the 4 Demi V.
Okay.
We got 3 Vmon and 2 Madokis. These are the whatever rookies I call them. They can be sided out for anything. This Vmon just has natural jamming, so if you get it with the Demi V, you get the natural draw. Madoki's just a meta call, X antibody. You're able to stop them from gaining a million memory in like one turn, and same with like blue and stuff. They're just good value rookies. Then we have the most important part of the deck. 4 of the promo Jellymon and 4 of the BT9 Jellymon. This one's the most important. It has inheritable. When you have a Kiroshiro Tamer in play, you draw 1 when attacking. And this one isn't as impactful. It's just in here because it is a Jellymon. But it has, when you play a blue Tamer, draw 1, and then it has an inheritable that whenever a card's added to your hand, you can bounce a level 3. That never comes up. I don't think I've ever used it once, but I always want to just see this Jellymon. But there's a Kiyoshiro that will give you jamming if you have a Jellymon in the inheritables, so that's why we run 8 Jellymon. That's all the rookies. Moving on to the champion lineup, we have a small Leomon package. We're running 4 of the EX2 Leomon and 1 of the BT1 Leomon. This is the best Leomon. Just hands down. You're almost always going to have a Tamer, so it'll have blocker. And on deletion, it gains 2 memory draw cards, so it's kind of hard for people to play around this. And also, this one just gains 2 memory. I was running it at more copies, but I found I could get away with running 1, and we could slim down the whole package. Also running 4 copies of Leomon X Antibody. It's a free evolve on a Leomon. It's also dual colors, which helps out for some other stuff. But it has all turns when this would be deleted by battle. You can play a Leomon from its sources, so it's kind of like having a backup Leomon, like having armor purge basically for Leomons. So it allows us to be more aggressive. Then we go to the utility champions. We run 4 Cordramon because it plays out of security and draws 2. You always want to be at the champion level because of the Kiyoshiro that gives you jamming. So just running rookies that are champions that are kind of threatening makes it a little better. Then we have the best champion in the entire deck, Tesla Jellymon. This card's insane. So it has end of attack once per turn. You can trash 2 cards in your hand and restand it to basically unsuspend it. So this is the card you always want to go into because you can give this jamming and you can swing 2 to 3 times a turn with this thing and just plow through your opponent's security like there's no tomorrow. And if you have the other Kiyoshiro, the go to 3-1, you can also draw off this card as well. So you can get up to 3 draws and 3 attacks in one turn. It's just easily the best card. You always want to be going into this. It's how you win most of your games. Last champion, the obligatory hybrid. If you want to run it, run it. If you don't, this could be another option card. It just comes up, so it's just another way to close out games and another champion if you're desperate. So it just fills the same slot that all hybrids do. We move on to the Tamer package. We run 3 of the 4-drop Kiyoshiro and 3 of the 3-drop promo Kiyoshiro. This is your only go-to-3 Tamer. It is probably the least impactful Tamer in your entire deck. The only reason we're running this is for the Jellymon draw on the promo. If you have 7 or less cards in the deck and you swing with a Digimon with Jellymon in its name, you can suspend it to draw. So It doesn't come up as often as you would think, but this is the most important one. This is the one that gives a Digimon with Jellymon and its inheritables jamming, which just procs the entire deck. This makes the whole deck work. The reason I'm not running it at 4 is because when it was at 4, I saw it way too much. You only ever need to see one of this to win the game. You don't have to see more than one.
Unless you're playing against Mastodon.
Sometimes. To Jerry, if we're going to run a Leomon package, makes sense to just run Jerry. She lets you free play Leomons, especially if you hit her out of security. And also, whenever your opponent attacks you, you can suspend her to draw 1, so she's a draw engine as well. Just a really good tamer. Lastly, we have 2 Davis and Ken. This is a recent addition. It allows us to go past 3 memory threshold and also helps round out to run dual color option cards. And also, if we swing with Leomon and give it jamming, we can Digivolve into X Antibody, which is dual colored, suspend the tamer, restand, and swing again with jamming. So it allows us to get additional jamming attacks. Moving on to the option cards, we have basically the blue staple, the obligatory 4 Hammer Sparks. It wins you games. There's no reason to cut this down. It's just it helps you play more consistently. It helps you make plays where you can choke your opponent. It just gets you where you need to go, where otherwise you would never have been able to get there.
Do you like the 3-1 split on the art?
I couldn't find my last art of this. But I think it also throws people off to see this. You got to win that mental game, too.
Those mind games.
Then my favorite card in the entire deck, Fist of the Beast King. This is recently bumped up to 2. So what this card does is you unsuspend one of your Digimon with Leomon or Beelzemon in its name. This allows you to swing multiple times with jamming and just really get in there. Card is nuts. Then we have High Speed Plug-in D. This card basically gives you jamming and also unblockable. So if your opponent puts up a pesky blocker, you can just use this to seal the deal on the game.
Yeah, like with a Madoki Betamon.
Yeah. We had a game last night where I was able to win with Madoki Betamon because he put up a blocker and I just played the plug-in. Last card in the deck, Megadeth. You suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the hand. It's the only removal in the deck. Once your opponent gets to they get past 8,000 DP on a Digimon, you are never going to be able to swing over it. So if you come into something that has to be removed, like Magnamon X Antibody, you need to have like Megadeth in order to hit it.
Yeah, or some type of removal, right?
Yeah, some type of removal. And that is the list. We've been able to beat decks such as Black X Antibody, Grandis Quagamon, Mother D Reaper. Your hardest matchups are definitely going to be Black War Gray Gaiao and Security Control. The reason for that is a blocker is your worst nightmare in the early game. So when they go into like a gigantic blocker like Black War, it makes it really hard for you to be able to swing with things like Tesla Jellymon because they'll just out it. So the game goes longer than you want. Realistically, you want to end the game on like turn 3 to 5. You don't ever want to let them get to a point where they can dictate the terms of the game. You want to be as aggressive as possible from the game's start. And that's the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you liked it, don't forget to comment down below what you thought about the video. And don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to my teammates in the Royal Knights who helped me come up with this deck profile. Specifically, my teammate Thomas Examon and Jonathan Alphamon and Georgie Alphamon. They helped me put this list together. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.